Hello everyone, and welcome to a tutorial. My first tutorial that I've ever made in my life. So this should go well. But I'm going to be teaching everyone how to properly speedrun a boss in Gloomy Manor. Now, as you can see right here, if I can edit well enough, right here, I hold the world record in a boss by 6 seconds, which is a very wide gap considering ILs in any speed game. Usually it's just a 1 second, or even sometimes a tenth or hundredth of a second difference between world record and second place. But this is a whole 6 second difference. So, I'm going to be showing how to properly speedrun a boss so that if you're just getting into the game, you can make your time good. And if you're trying to figure out how to get a boss lower for your times, to make your whole Gloomy Manor run better, or just make your ILs better, this will teach you how to do it. So let's just go into a boss. Now, this isn't going to be a speedrun video. I'm not going to try speedrunning. I'm going to take this very slow and show you how to do it. Okay, so first things first, this elevator door. This elevator door actually does make a difference. You can enter it in right here, up to here. You want to enter it in right here, of course, since you start from about here. The proper entrance starts just past this middle bar right here. So once you're starting here, you're facing like here or something, I forget. Okay, just assume you're facing here. I forget already. You want to hurry up like that. And then slide real quick over here to start running immediately to the left. Alright, and didn't know Luigi could have sliding like that. Alright, you want to go to the right of these spiders because the majority of them will stay to the left. As you can see right here, this is a beautiful example. The majority of the spiders will stay to the left, so you want to run to the right. And now, sucking this web. This makes a huge difference. I used to get 249s in a boss because I didn't know this strategy. If you push B, if you grab onto something while sucking and you push B, you'll jump. As we all know. But if you're holding B before you start sucking on something, you won't jump, but instead you'll run with it while you're sucking. And you can even jump and then run with it, but it's just faster to run with it without the jump. So you want to push B before. You should already be running to this anyway, but you want to push B to run before sucking it so you can run with it. Also, right here, I don't know if you can see, but you see this line right here. Alright, you have this main piece, this pretty thick line right here, this one after it. So, like, I don't know if I can label it on editing, but I'm just going to stand still and try showing it. This one right here, right in front of Luigi's left foot. That's where you want to start sucking. That's the farthest away you can start sucking. Any farther away and you won't grab onto it. So now that we have the beginning done, you want to pull it, and right here, this this outermost part of this brown part, this brown piece, this outermost line, is where you need to pull it to. So you want to pull it straight out, so it takes less time to get it there. Flash this guy from anywhere, it doesn't really matter. Again, stay on that line right there before you start sucking it. And then move over here. You want to lift it up and then let go right before he torches it, just to make it as fast as possible. Again, you can do any of this by preference. It doesn't really make anything faster. Now that trick right there. Usually, let me see if the DS is on camera still. Now, usually he'll get into his shield where you can't flash him, and then he'll go into the wall, and that's when you flash him. But you can, in fact, stun him before he enters that shield. So, the cutscene where he, like, comes out of the spider and he shakes his head and he's like, what? Just spam A. You don't really have to spam A, but it makes it easier. If you spam A, then you can flash him before he goes into the shield, then you can suck him up. Always do a 1 gauge, because on Possessors, it doesn't matter if you do 1, 2, or 3 gauge. It'll still have the same effect. So do 1 gauge on this Possessor for all 3 rounds. If you didn't already know that, you should already know that if you're looking into this. But whatever. I'm trying to do basic and advanced kind of tutorials on this at the same time. So bear with me on this. But yeah, spam A, or if you know when the cutscene ends, then you can just push A once. That doesn't necessarily make it faster, but it gives you more control. Also, you want to figure out where you're standing. Because me and Redolsk, I know we have two different methods on how we do that one place. He stands in front of where the possessor ends up. I stand in front and slightly to the left. Now, when I do it, whenever I stun the possessor, the first place he flies is to the left, or in front of me. But with Redolsk, when he stands in front of the possessor and stuns him, the possessor flies to the right of him. So, you want to get a good place to stand, and you want to stand there on every single attempt. Either way, it doesn't mean anything faster. Me and Redolsk, neither of our strats are faster. But we know where our possessor is going to fly, so we can suck him up as fast as possible. So you want to stand in a specific spot, know where the possessor flies when you stun him, and then stay in that spot every single attempt. So you know where he's going to be. And you know which way to suck. I suck up this web by preference just because it's something to do. Now, that's not faster. I'm glad I got that. That's not faster, but you can go in between those spiders' legs and its body. Its hitbox makes it, like, this much. Or, like, according to the screen, like, this much room for you to do it. Like, right in between my two hands. Like, this much room for you to do it. I've just played a boss so many times, I can hit it, like, every time. But you feel really cool when you run in between his legs, because it's not easy to do. Now, this spot specifically. Sorry I keep pausing, but I can't, like, slow down the DS. So there's a big hexagon in the middle of the floor. Let me show you guys. This big hexagon in the middle of the floor. Alright? You want to stand on the inside left corner of it. So, like, you know how a hexagon works? 1, 2, 3, yeah. You want to stand in this top left corner, but not out of it. You want to stay inside the hexagon, but towards the top left corner. Because if you stay outside of the hexagon, then Luigi will start spinning the fan before the cutscene ends. And you think, well, isn't that faster? It's actually not, because you don't get fast fan whenever you do that. You can get fast fan whenever you do that, but it's way less consistent than if you stay in the hexagon. Because if you stay in the hexagon, Luigi will start sucking the frame, if you're holding R, the frame when the cutscene ends, which will almost guarantee you fast fan. I know Jake was asking me that, or Starlight Kicking was asking me that yesterday. But yeah, you want to stay inside that hexagon on the top left corner. Just press R and X, face the fan. You'll pretty much get fast fan every time for that first part. I don't know if I'll get it here because I moved around a bit. No, I didn't. Whatever, that's a big whatevs. But anyway, if you do get fast fan, you can run back and you can skip the spider throwing goop at you. Which is, of course, faster because it makes a lot less work to do to try to avoid it, but you can also run straight towards him instead of running off to the side and waiting for him to finish his attack. I didn't get it there because I moved around showing you guys the hexagon. Flash him from anywhere again. Now with this, you want to start heading to the right, and then head back up. I did that a bit too soon, but that's alright because I got good spider RNG. Okay. You're not supposed to get hit there, but it doesn't really matter. So, what you want to do when you grab for the second time, or the third time if you're counting before the boss fight starts, when you're pulling that, you want to go to the right immediately. Okay? So there are two spiders that come down from the ceiling on top of you when you're pulling that. If you get hit by them, then you let go of the web rope and that sucks. So you want to go immediately to the right. Not immediately to the left, because if you go to the left and then come back, when this spear guy hits it and then it gets caught on fire, it has a longer route to travel back than if it's just a straight line. Simple geometry. So what you want to do is you want to pull it to the right. Okay, those spiders might come down on top of you or a bit to the side of you. In this case, it came down to the side of me. If they come down on top of you, you want to move over slightly to the left, just barely not touching them. Alright, and when you're pulling that web rope as well, the big boy spider, the big purple boy, he's gonna shoot one round of goop at you. You want that goop to be as far to the right as possible, again, so you can move to the left of it just barely, and get to that spear knight in as much of a straight line as possible. If you can get it in exactly a straight line, which I did in my 209 world record somehow, that's the fastest possible. But you don't want to go all around dodging it, because that's just such a long web rope that has to be burned off instead of a straight line. Like, this is longer than this. And they both end up to the same point. So, yeah, pull that in a much straight line. Now this again, you want to be standing inside this hexagon. It doesn't really matter, but you want to start inside the hexagon so you can back out a bit when he throws his goop at you. Now for this, there's two options as to what you can do. So, when the spider gets burned out of his web, when he falls over, there's a shock wave that goes out that will knock Luigi over if he's too close to the spider. But if he's not too close to the spider, then he can avoid the shockwave, stay standing up, and then as soon as the possessor hops out, he can run forward, avoid the shockwave, and stun him as quickly as possible. And that's a very fast strat. But when I first started running this back in, like, what, January or December, I found a faster strat where if you get hit by the Spear Knight, and so, it's hard to explain this. Animations have a priority in this game. Damage animations have a higher priority than falling animations, because damage animations happen more often than falling animations. So if you take damage by the Spear Knight, that damage animation will take place instead of Luigi falling over by the shockwave animation. And the damage animation is faster. So you want to take damage by that Spear Knight as the spider's falling over, so that you can get up as the possessor comes out, and if you time it great, you can, like, stun the possessor right as he's coming out. Like, as soon as he comes out of the spider. You might not be close enough to do that, but, like, when he hops out of the spider, it's fast. Alright, so let me see if I can do it. No, I didn't. I'll do another run after this. I'll have a, like, actual good run where I won't pause. I'll just do a speed run of a boss at the end of this video. And I'll just say, like, yeah, that's what I was talking about before. Just so you guys can get a good idea as to what I mean. So, of course, we'll engage him again. Also, cool thing, Luigi will get scared of the spider getting up, but if you search this guy, before that happens, he could just search him. Because searching priorities take place over scaring priorities. Again, prioritizing. You don't have to suck up those webs, I just do those by preference. Now, two spiders come down here. I don't know if you saw those, but two spiders came down from the ceiling right there and just landed on the ground. Probably broke all their legs and ankles, but whatever. Do spiders have ankles? I don't know. But if you do a big flash, you can nab both of them just barely. I know a lot of people struggle with this. They usually get one and then they have to small flash the other because they don't know where to stand. I don't really have a particular spot where I stand. I just gotten a feel for it. I know where the two spiders are going to land, and I know where to stand, like that's exactly in the middle of it. So you're just going to have to get used to that. Now suck this guy up. Alright, and you usually want to grab onto him, but letting go of it just before that happens works as well. And you want to blow this web ball, pick it up, and place it down on this brown spot. Alright, and the reason you want to do that is because if you hold a web ball while the guy's torching it, alright, then you have to walk with it all the way back, okay? If you set down the web ball as you're... okay, oh my gosh, I can't explain things because I'm just so used to doing this without having to explain it to myself. If you're holding the web ball when the knight sets it on fire, if you put it down, the web ball will disintegrate. You'll have to go all the way back to get another one, then come back, and then go all the way back and set the web on fire. So, if you're holding the web ball when the knight torches it, you're going to have to walk all the way back with the web ball. But if you're not holding the web ball when the knight torches it, then you can blow it across the room, which is like 1,000,000 times faster than just walking with it. So, you want to place that web ball in that brown spot in front of the knight, and don't hold it while he's torching it. Alright, it's kind of hard to place, especially like with the odd 3D things that are happening here. But you just want to place it. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, there you go. Or you can like pull it into it. So, wow, these spiders are out for blood. Now, you want to have this web ball there. You want to have that web ball there. You want to have that web ball there, right there, okay? That is the spot. That's where you want your web ball. Okay, blow it and then wait a second. Don't wait a second, but go into the next step. Alright, if you place that web ball there. Now, there are two ways to do this. You could blow the web ball into the web all the way to the left to reveal another Torch Knight, and then pull the web rope out from under the spider, and let the Torch Knight do it, and then, like, it's the same stuff as the previous two sections of the fight. But you already have a flaming web ball that's on fire. So if you blow that web ball into the web, then the web will just blow up immediately, which is, again, 1,000,000 times faster. So you want to take this and blow it. Okay, so hang on a second. What you just saw, I'm also really glad I got that, because now I can just show off the cool shit in A-Boss. If you're standing under a pillar when it falls over, you will get shoved underground. And if you were moving forward when that happens, like what I did, then you'll keep moving forward. And you'll keep moving forward until the game senses that, hey, you're not supposed to be there. It'll send you back up. That was really cool. I'm glad I got that. I rarely get that, but that's really cool that I got that when recording. This is going to be a cool video. So, yeah, you want to blow this boy into the web. Yep. And then, okay, hang on a second. Stun him, one gauge him. Then you want to stand right there, right there. Okay, right there. You want to stand right there. Is the DS still on screen? Kind of. You want to stand right there. So there's a little, like, piece of armor that's coming out. I don't know if it's an arm or a leg, but it's just a little skinny piece of armor coming out of the wall. And you want to stand right on top of that. And the reason is because when Luigi's shooting out the Dark Moon piece after catching the Possessor, he's still sucking in with his vacuum. Alright, and usually he'll just shoot the Dark Moon piece out and it'll fall over, and it takes 2 years for him to get back up and then run to the Dark Moon piece. But if you stand right there, you will suck up a web while you're shooting out the Dark Moon piece. And if you suck up a web while doing that, then you will skip Luigi falling over, and you can immediately run straight to the Dark Moon piece, which saves you like 10 years. Okay, I have a very inconsistent timeline in my head. But I'm just exaggerating because it saves so much time. So you want to stand there, suck up that piece of web you see right there. I'll put a circle around that in editing so you can run straight to it. And that's basically how you do a boss. Another thing that you want to say, that I want to say, is that if you can, it's really rare if you get it. Not really rare, but it's hard to get this. Once you blow that web ball into the web, there's going to be a spider to your right. If you're fast enough, he'll stay to your right. And if you run into him, again, like the Spear Knight, you'll take damage from running into the spider, and that'll skip Luigi falling over. So if you run to that spider, take damage, you can quickly get back up, avoid the shockwave of the spider falling down, and then stun the Possessor immediately. I'll try and get that in the run at the end. But that's basically how you do a boss. That's it, broken down. I'm not the best tutorial guy. I know I didn't explain this in the best way. But really, a lot of this just takes getting used to. Get used to it, A-Boss. Play it over and over again. And eventually, you'll just see your times go lower and lower. Like, that was a 446. If you're getting that, then that's bad. Okay, you want to get 209s. Really, a really decent A-Boss time, I'd say, would be a 220. 220 range is really good. Anything better than that, you're doing really well. If you're going for Gloomy, when I do Gloomy World Record attempts, I want my A-Bosses to be a 215 or lower. 215 is second place, but since I'm in such a good spot and I'm so comfortable with A-Boss, I want 215 or lower to really put myself in a good, comfortable position for my last split in Gloomy. But if you're doing Gloomy PB attempts, or just looking to knock a certain person down off the leaderboard, 220 is really where you want to be around, in order to be doing really good. So now I'm just going to do an A-Boss run, and, you know, I'll point out stuff like, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, you want to stand here, you want to do this, and hopefully get like a 215 or lower. Yeah, I didn't get a 215 or lower first try, whatever. You're not going to get it first try all the time. If you don't know, cutscenes don't take up in-game time, so you don't have to worry about how fast you skip them. That was like the earliest you could have dropped that web ball, or that web rope. But you see, I knew where he'd fly, and I had stunned him before he could get into his shield. We call that shield skip. Yep, stand right there. Don't know how I naturally did that, but stand there. Just inside that hexagon. And see, that was beautiful. The spiders didn't go around on top of me, and I could just avoid that goop. Avoid this goop that is going to be thrown at you. If you time that right. Just like that, yep. The web rope's kind of getting in the way, but you get my point. See, Luigi didn't get scared there because I searched him. That doesn't mean anything, it doesn't save time, but it's cool. As you see, I'm not cool anymore because I didn't go in between the spider's legs, but whatever. Yes, just stand in the middle ground. Just figure out where that is. That might be way too far. Shit. Okay, as you see, I still have this web ball, and if I set it down, it's gonna go away. And now you want this web ball here. It'll reload there. Alright, this is teaching you what to do when you suck at phase 3. Alright, put the web ball here. Okay, not there. With a powerful poltergeist like okay, there you go. Now I can blow it over. Set it up at a good point. And just knock them off. Alright, this is going to be a true speedrun like I promised. But I figured I didn't explain phase 3 good enough anyway. And you see, I didn't suck up that web because I wasn't nearly close enough. And look how long it takes him to get up! So yeah, I decided to not make this a speedrun like I promised. Because I didn't feel like I explained phase 3 to its full potential. Just like going through it. So there's phase 3 and what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Pretty soon I'll upload a true speedrun of A-Boss. It won't be a world record or anything. I mean, I'll be cool if it gets world record. But it won't be, probably. What was that? That was probably really slow. 250. Yeah, that's not good. So, pretty soon, maybe today or tomorrow, I'll upload a true A-Boss speedrun. That's all good. And I won't be explaining anything through that. You'll just see what it takes. And everything all strung together perfectly. So that's A-Boss tutorial, how to speedrun it. Keep tuned with the channel to see the actual A-Boss speedrun and how it looks all stringed together and nice and beautiful. So subscribe if you want to keep up with that. Thank you if you already are subscribed. And I'll see you when I upload the actual A-Boss speedrun. And hopefully I'll see you in other future videos to come. If you want to know what the channel's like, it's not just Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. You can check it out and see how you like it. Because I do different stuff than just speedrunning. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around.